Supplements. Must you take them in order to lose weight? Are they safe? Are they drugs? Have you been taking some and wondering why the magic isn't happening? You're still not making any progress? Supplementation is one of those topics that's mind-boggling, and there's so much confusion out there. So if you've ever wondered any of the above, you are in for a treat. I am Jane Mukami, a nutrition-based weight loss coach that's passionate about helping you lose weight while eating carbs and without having to exercise. Now, the word supplement means to complete or to enhance. So it's secondary. Let me use an example to explain this to you. There's primary income and there's supplemental income. Supplemental income could be a hobby, a side gig, something that you do to make money. However, your business or your 9-to-5, your job is your primary source of income. Supplemental income can go away, can disappear, but your primary source of income is still consistent, it's steady, it pays the bills. So again, primary is core, supplemental income is the side thing. So I want you to come into this video understanding that the word supplement in itself means enhancing, completing. It's not the main thing. Now, jumping right in, why should you be supplementing? I'm going to give you 6 reasons why you should consider supplementing. And the first one is obvious. You're not eating healthy. You have a poor diet. I can't tell you the number of women I hear in my weight loss challenges and coaching programs saying to me, oh my God, I haven't eaten this many vegetables ever, or I haven't drank this much water. I haven't eaten this or that. I haven't been doing things correctly. Most of us do not eat healthy, which then means that even though we're eating every single day, at the end of the day, this food is nutrient poor. This is why your skin has issues, your nails do not grow well, your hair is light or, is not full. You feel terrible because our entire being is created from what we eat. So if your diet is not good, you're lacking nutrition, hence a reason you should consider supplementing. The second reason is you might be eating healthy. However, the food that you're eating is not coming from your garden patch or your farm. You have no idea where this food is coming from. And when I say food, I'm talking about the chicken, the beef, the vegetables, right? You don't know if the kale that you love so dearly, that you buy from the supermarket, you don't know where that's been grown. If the farmers or the greenhouses, if the places the vegetables are grown have poor soil, then yes, it looks like kale, it looks like cabbage, but they do not have nutrition. It goes back to just like your body, if your food is not nutritious, then your cells are not healthy. So if we're not able to control the source of our food, when you go to the supermarket and buy vegetables, it doesn't mean that these vegetables have all the nutrition you need. Now, people who have their own sources of vegetables or raise their own animals, they're in control of those things. But majority of us, we buy food from the supermarket or wherever else. So the second reason is, where is the food coming from? Is the source guaranteeing that the soil was nutritious? Nowadays, you really cannot tell. The third reason is, today we have a lot of genetically modified seeds, a lot of hybridization. So even if you're eating food or vegetables that are organic, organic, they still might be GMO'd or hybridized, which means that then the quality of nutrition might be compromised, because most of the time hybridizing and GMO promises more yield but might compromise nutrition value. So that's the third reason. The fourth reason is, eating organic, if you can eat organic and you already eat healthy, it's expensive. Like in the US, eating organic is difficult because everything almost costs double the cost. Again, not all of us are in a position to grow our own vegetables and ensure that they're healthy and they're coming from, a controlled environment. So we are at the mercy of supermarkets. So organic is expensive. Then even in the best conditions, yes, you have good vegetables, they're healthy. How many of us overcook our vegetables? This is very common in the African culture. We cook cabbage and kale until they are almost withered. We do not eat a lot, or we do not enjoy eating a lot of salads. We eat more cooked vegetables, not realizing that most vegetables, when they get cooked and overcooked, we're denaturing or reducing the quality of the nutrition. And this is why it's necessary to eat different types of vegetables and be open to eating raw vegetables, a mix of a bit of cooked. And if you do cook them, do not overcook them. Leave a little bit of crunch, unless you have GI issues or your stomach doesn't do well with raw. But again, nutrition comes down to try and get as much as you can from a good source or a good type of vegetable. The last reason is the older we get. So if we've overcome all the things I just talked about, you have organic vegetables, you're eating them not overcooked, everything is good with the item that you're eating. The older we get, the absorption rate in the body decreases. So if I'm eating, for example, 2 cups of kale, I'm talking about vegetables a lot because this is where vitamins come from. If I'm eating 2 cups of kale, and hypothetically speaking, 2 cups of kale have 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. As soon as I eat the kale, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C will not be what I absorb in the body. If anything, I might absorb maybe 70% of that. As we get older, that absorption rate decreases. So if I was absorbing 70% in my 20s, in my 30s, 10 years later, it might be 60%. In my 40s, you see what I'm saying, that I'm eating the best food, but even this really good, healthy food, I'm not sucking all the nutrition from it into my body. Get it? So those are the 6 reasons that might make you start considering, yes, I'm eating healthy food. For those of you eating healthy, if you're not eating healthy, this is a reason why you should consider it, because your entire body requires nutrition for you to be at your best. If you struggle with weight issues and lifestyle conditions, diabetes, hypertension, it's because of your primary source of nutrition is poor, right? So again, nutrition is at the core of this. Now that I've covered the 6 reasons why you need to consider supplementing, let's jump into the actual supplements. That's actually what you're here for. I know you are. So there are 4 different categories of supplements, and reminding you again, and I'll repeat myself just because this is important. I feel like I become my mother. Sometimes I repeat and repeat and repeat, hoping it's gonna sink, right? I'm repeating myself because it's necessary. Supplementing is secondary, okay? Always remember that. It's not the thing that you need to do first, okay? So coming into the 4 types of supplements. The first one is the obvious one, the one most of you know. You all know that you can take vitamins and trace minerals. By the way, there are 13 vitamins. These are A, D, E, K, and C. And of course, vitamin B has 5 different flavors, or there are 5 different kinds, making those 13. And your trace minerals are 16. For those of you who did chemistry, I did in high school, it's what's on the periodic table. 16 minerals are necessary for the body: calcium, magnesium, potassium, zinc, iodine, chromium. There are about 16 of them. I've only just named about 6, right? So vitamins and trace minerals, we need this for health. And guess where we find these? We find this in vegetables and fruits, right? So they come from Mother Earth. That's why I was taking time explaining about farming practices and absorption rate as to why you should, consider supplementing. Now, There are certain vitamins that most of us are deficient in and we don't even know it. The most common one is vitamin D. Now, when you think of vitamin D, most of us know that sunshine. We always hear, you get vitamin D from the sun. And this is because vitamin D is the only vitamin that you cannot eat anything to get it in the body. You cannot get it from kale or spinach or cabbage or broccoli or green. There's no food that gives you vitamin D. However, when you go out in the sun, you give the body the ability to make vitamin D only from the sun. Okay, I hope that's clear. So sitting in the sun does not give you vitamin D. It really just helps your body make the vitamin D, but that's the source. That's the trigger that will make that happen. So what happens if you live in countries where there's no sunshine because it's winter, or as adults, we really don't spend that much time outdoors other maybe than on the weekends when you're running errands, you're out and about. But for the most part, we sit in the house or we go to the office, we work. We don't spend adequate time every single day outside. And I always remember, like older people, the older you get, you start sitting outside to enjoy the sun because you're retired and you have time. But this makes you rethink that if you're not getting sunshine, then it makes sense why you need to take vitamin D in pill form, because you need to make up for that. So vitamin D is one of those that most people are deficient in. B6 and B12 are the other two. And of course, in the trace minerals, iron, calcium, zinc, magnesium, just to name a few. Now, the best way to know what are you deficient in is by making sure you're doing your annual check-ins with your doctor, because the blood test, when they draw blood and run a blood test on you in the annual exam, they get a panel that shows all the vitamins and trace minerals and the levels you're at. And then the doctor can say to you, you're deficient in this or that. So make sure you supplement, buy a supplement to make sure you're taking enough, whatever it is that the doctor says. So again, making sure you're seeing the doctor for this is important, because how do you know if you don't get the testing done, right? So that is the first category, vitamins and minerals. The second category is the specialty. Specialty simply means that these are for very specific reasons. Let me throw out a couple of examples. Heart conditions or heart health, fish oil or omega-3, 6, 9 is common for this. CoQ10, coenzyme 10 is another that's big on heart health. If you take fiber, we all know fiber helps with your plumbing, so you can have a bowel movement. So again, it's very targeted, it's very specific, it's helping with your bowel movement. Then if you have any types of aches and pains, the knees, glucosamine with chondroitin is common. There's another one whose name escapes me, but any type of joint pain, again, very specific, glucosamine with chondroitin help to that. So again, specialty just means it's very focused on why you're taking it. It's not general, as was the case of the vitamins and minerals. Those are overall well-being, making sure you're getting enough nutrition and so forth. Then the third kind of supplement is the herbs and botanicals. These are made from plants or parts of plants or seeds, the leaves. This is all about plants that are, or extracts of plants that are used to create specific types of supplements. A good example is ginger, garlic. Now, some of you might be wondering, why would you take a ginger and garlic peel? That's because, to me, buying ginger and garlic and peeling them and boiling them so I can drink them is too much work. Unfortunately, if you live in the African country, we do not have the luxury of having help in the house where we can just say, hey, can you make for me ginger garlic tea? If you're living by yourself and you're doing everything, that's a lot of work. So you can buy a supplement that I know I'm not taking the fresh, I'm just taking the peel to make sure that I'm getting the benefits of ginger and garlic. So these are herbals. Another common one might be echinacea. Echinacea comes from flowers, very common for colds and flus, sore throats. I do take echinacea when I have sore throats, and I do get sore throats 2 to 3 times a year. Green tea, it's obviously coming from the tea. And speaking of green tea, not all green tea is created equal. And by the way, green tea is a huge buzzword in the weight loss industry. All you have to do is take green tea to lose weight. In 2014, I had the pleasure of visiting China. And in a state called Hangzhou, a city called Longjing, I got to visit a tea plantation because I was very interested in learning more about Chinese nutrition, the things that are common in the Chinese diet. And the one thing I know for sure is most Asian countries, some of them take a lot of green tea. So my focus was green tea. And what I learned from visiting this Longjing factory, tea factory and plantation, was that just as many different things, they have different grades or qualities of tea. And pure green tea, which is known as the Longjing or dragon well tea in China, is good quality green tea. And they actually, if I remember correctly, the highest quality of green tea in China is called the Emperor's tea. And they do not import this. This is only for consumption in the country because of health benefits. The Emperor tea is only consumed, grown in China for China, do not export. The Longjing or Dragonwell tea is the second highest graded quality tea. And what's fascinating about green tea, again, the real green tea, is how powerful it is where health is concerned. And while visiting or doing the tour, one of the people that's on staff there is a doctor. He's a TCM doctor, traditional Chinese medicine doctor. Now, you know, the Asian continent does not subscribe to the Western way of medication. Their healthcare is more traditional, and part of traditional Chinese medicine at the very top of that list is, yes, green tea, but real green tea. So there was a demonstration done where they took a glass of clear water, and then they took a spoonful of some dark material and they put it in the water, and the water turned a dark murky brown. And I asked about what was that, and they said this is an ash that's simulating diet, food, after results of digestion, the ash of digestion. So when they put it in the water, it's kind of saying after you've eaten, your food has been digested, whatever that's left to go feed your body, the nutrition, this is what we put in this glass. And then they boiled some of the tea, the Longjing tea, and they took a little bit of it and they poured it in the glass that's simulating a condition or situation in your body. And this dark colored glass of water became clear instantly. And I remember asking, okay, doc, so is this ash that you used, is this like McDonald's ash? Is this Western diet ash? Or is this Chinese diet ash? And he said, well, we simulate a diet of somebody living in Longjing village, right? So regular people living in a small village in China. So it's healthy food. So the green tea cleared that out. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because green tea is a powerful antioxidant. If you ever hear the word antioxidant being thrown around and you have no idea what the hell it means, you just know that means it's good for you. It is good for you, because antioxidant means that when you consume that healthy thing, the green tea in this case, it goes in the body and it cleans out free radicals, which are the cause of most diseases, including cancer. It kind of sweeps them out of your body. Free radicals happen in our bodies, causing a lot of inflammation, disease causing. So antioxidants come in and clean this out. And in the case of green tea, Real pure green tea has polyphenols and catechins, which are powerful in this process of cleaning out any disease forming free radicals. So really, really healthy as a herb, but again, because the weight loss industry knows that it's a buzzword, it's gonna get slapped on, or it's slapped on so many things. I cannot tell you the number of times I'll go to a pharmacy or a grocery store, and when I see something saying green tea, I like to read the ingredients to understand, is this Longjing green tea? Because I know the power of that. But there's so many different types of things that will be called green tea, but they might not do the thing they might need to be doing. So again, not all green tea is created equal, but you can do your due diligence to make sure you're not taking something that's not real. All right. So that's herbals and botanicals. Now let's get to the section or the category that most people have questions on. This is known surprisingly as the sports nutrition section. This is where we have fat burners, whey protein, protein shakes, protein powders, BCAAs, glutamine, creatine, beta-alanine, pre-workouts, post-workout powders, you know. Now, this category is known as the sports nutrition category for a reason, because it's created to support high performance, athletic performance. So this is people who work out intensely, not Zumba, not taking a walk, not doing something that's a workout, but it's not intense. Sports nutrition means high performance. Now, the reason I say that this is the most, I might have said this is the most misunderstood, most abused category of supplements. I got introduced to sports nutrition when I was bodybuilding, starting back in 2010. So yes, I used to take a lot of sports nutrition performance supplements. I still take protein powder, by the way, or protein shakes. Protein shakes are also not created equal. If losing weight is the goal, you need to take a protein shake that's zero carb, just high in protein. By the way, protein shakes are made from whey protein, which is from dairy, or plant-based proteins, which are made from, you know, peas and eggs and other plant-based sources. So it's simply protein extracted and made into a powder that you can drink. If somebody is trying to put on weight, they take a protein powder that's known as a hard gainers protein powder. So the weight loss protein powder might be, maybe a serving might be 120, 130 calories. A hard gainers protein powder would be 300, 400 calories. And I know this very well because my late brother was a hard gainer. That means his goal in life was to grow. He'd get upset when he lost weight. Well, I'm the opposite. When I lose weight, I'm excited. He always wanted to be bigger. So he was always lifting heavy, growing, increasing. When he gained weight, he'd be happy. He would take a hard gainer protein powder, which, if I look at the nutrition facts, his one serving of his powder is almost 2 or 3 of mine, because I store fat easy. So I should not be taking a hard gainers protein powder. I should be taking a powder that's supporting my goal of losing weight. A lot of people don't realize that not all protein shakes are created equal, but protein powders and protein shakes are just one of the most common sports nutrition items that's gone mainstream, meaning people who are not even exercising intensely are taking protein shakes. They're taking fat burners. They're taking things they shouldn't be taking because they do not understand that if your body is not breaking down muscle, if you're not building muscle, if you're not doing certain strength weight-related workout, you're wasting your money. It will not help you lose weight. Now, let me talk about fat burners. Fat burners have so many different categories, just like protein shakes, but in general, fat burners are supposed to help you burn fat, but they work effectively if you exercise intensely, if you are performing at a high level. I cannot tell you the number of people that DM me, email me, asking me, hey, I took this fat burner for 3 months and I didn't lose any weight. And the first question is, why were you taking the fat burner? The answer is always, I was trying to lose weight. Do you exercise? The answer is usually no. Why are you taking a fat burner, right? And most fat burners will have side effects because they're made from high levels of caffeine. I think Garcinia cambogia is another common one. There are three, four ingredients that are found in most fat burners. They'll make you shaky, jittery. They'll make your heart beat so fast. They'll make you sweat. They'll make you feel sick because you're not taking them and then going to lift weight, which is what they're supposed to help you in supporting your energy, mobilizing energy as your muscle is being broken down. So again, the biggest misconception of the sports nutrition category of supplements is that the everyday person who doesn't work out is taking some of these things and wondering why they're not working, because you are not working as they are created to support. You are simply eating whatever you want and then taking the supplements and hoping that you can lose some fat. It doesn't work that way. You can get something for nothing is what I like to say. So sports nutrition supplements can be effective if you exercise. As I mentioned before, I got dipped into this about 12, 13 years ago. But now, because I don't compete, I'm not a bodybuilder anymore. I'm not competitive. I'm not competing competitively. I don't take most of the sports nutrition supplements. The only thing I might take here and there is the protein powder. For example, this morning after my workout, I was in a rush to get to work. So instead of sitting to eat, I just took a protein shake, blended it with spinach and some water, and that was my breakfast. But again, it's not the only thing I'm taking. I'm also eating. It's just a convenience thing, if that makes sense. So the 4 types of supplement categories. Number 1 is the vitamins and minerals. Number 2, you have the specialized, the ones that are very targeted and doing different things. The 3rd is the herbals and botanicals. And the 4th is the one I just finished talking to you about, the sports nutrition, which a lot of people, because obviously when you're trying to lose weight, you go doing research and you hear about fat burners. And as I mentioned, there are different kinds of fat burners. They're carb blockers, appetite suppressant, thermogenics. There are very many different kinds. And when I'm coaching my weight loss clients who lose anywhere from 20 pounds, 10 kilos to 100 plus pounds, 40, 50 kilos, they're not taking any sports nutrition supplements. Why? Because most of them do not work out at all, but they're still losing this amazing weight or this much weight because of healthy eating. So as I said at the very beginning, supplements equals enhancing, supporting. Your supplements can never take the place of your food. And if you're the type of person who spends a lot of money on supplements and you wonder why you're not losing weight, why you're not making progress, it's secondary. Primary is your nutrition. Are you eating healthy, right? Now, I'm about to share with you the 4 supplements that I recommend for you to take. But before I do that, do me a favor and hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. If you're finding this information helpful, hit the notification bell so that you do not miss my future weekly videos. And I'm going to get into what I recommend for you to take. The first thing that I encourage anyone who's 30 plus or 35 plus to take is a multivitamin. And I did bring my my multivitamin here just to share with you. A multivitamin is a pill that you take once or twice a day. And this pill will have anywhere from 18 to 25, depending on the brand, different vitamins and trace minerals. Remember, I said there are 13 vitamins, 16 trace minerals. So that's 29, right? So it's impossible for you to take 29 different pills. Your multivitamin will have all this in one or two pills. So if you've ever seen the one-a-days, it's pretty much one or two pills that have a long list of all the things that they provide to you. The vitamin A, D, E, K, a bit of B, the iron, the magnesium, the zinc, they're all in your multivitamin, but they're in that in very small amounts. So even though you take your multivitamin every day, the doctor might say you're low in iron. You need an iron supplement. Why? Because the iron here is little. It's very little. So you'll need to buy an iron specific supplement that you might take with this. So it's adding to the little that's in here, if that makes sense. So the multivitamin, that is one that I've taken for as long as I've been taking supplements, which is over 10 plus years, right? So the multivitamin is one that supports you by giving you a little bit of all the things that you need. Now, again, these pills, the vitamins, I want you to think of this as eating vegetables without the calories. We're taking this because what we're eating we might not be receiving the full benefit. And as we've realized, our bodies need nutrition, right? That's why we're taking a multivitamin. The second one is one that should make sense for most of you, vitamin C, immunity boosting. Vitamin C is also, by the way, an antioxidant. And thanks to COVID, I think the entire world can now appreciate why a robust immune system is necessary, because if your immune system, your white blood cells are not strong soldiers and something happens, you're going to get taken out. We've seen that with COVID, right? You don't want your immune system compromised. So vitamin C is a good one for everyone. So yes, vitamin C is still in here, 500 mg, but I still take a vitamin C supplement that's about 1,000 mg. So that combined with this, I'm taking more, right? Then the third one that I highly recommend is fish oil or omega-3, whatever you might call it. You need this for heart health. So this is another one that's a big one that a lot of people might not know about or even understand. So I do recommend that you take that one as well. And of course, sunshine. We're not getting as much sunshine as we need. So vitamin D, add that to your list. Vitamin D is the fourth one. So a multi, fish oil, vitamin D, and vitamin C. Those are the 4 supplements that I encourage everyone to take. And then, of course, these are secondary. These are on this side. They're secondary. The pillar to weight loss, the core of good health is your nutrition. It doesn't matter how much you exercise or don't exercise. It doesn't matter how many supplements you take. You still need to exercise. And the other thing I want to share is that a lot of people do not realize that supplements have calories. And this is my fish oil. And as I mentioned, because of exercising, for example, my multivitamins are very specific to exercising, and they might have a few more things that support my weight training. So this would not be the type of supplement I recommend to someone who doesn't exercise, right? So every single thing going in your mouth has to have a purpose. Don't just do it because someone told you to do it, right? You have to make sure that it's serving the goal that you're trying to achieve, right? So using omega lyes or my omega-3 as an example, I take 3 of this a day, and each of these has about 12 15 calories. So people do not realize that vitamins have calories. So if you think you're eating in a deficit and you're not losing weight, take a look at your vitamins, especially for the people who love the gummies. Gummies are sweet. Gummies are loaded with sugar. Avoid them at all costs. All right, I forgot to mention that earlier. Now, where your weight loss is concerned, caloric deficit is king. You cannot hack, cheat, lie yourself out of a caloric deficit. And that is why the supplement industry is so big and so profitable, because people are looking for a quick fix. People are looking to pop a pill and wake up with a six-pack, and they know this. So they're going to create a lot of products promising you this results. But the truth is, you can lose weight without taking any of the fancy stuff. All you need is basic supplementation, and your entire body has been created from the food you eat. It's not because you stop taking supplements that you gain weight. It's because your food changed that you gain weight. It's not because you used to be an athlete, you used to be Michael Phelps, and then you stopped being Michael Phelps and now you don't swim. No, you probably never swam in your life. So it always comes back to nutrition. And my friends, where your health is concerned and your weight, you need to take radical responsibility. I say this because our education system is not equipping us with enough knowledge to know how to manage our health. The government is not giving us enough knowledge either. The food companies are looking out for their coin, their profits. They do not care that their foods are making you sick, that they're using stuff that is making us sick. So who is going to look out for your health? It has to be you. We cannot outsource this responsibility. And my clients will tell you that how I coach weight loss, it's all about nutrition-based habit change, not just for weight loss, but as a lifestyle. Every single thing that I'll share on my YouTube video is every single thing that I know from doing. It's not from reading and coming to regurgitate the facts to you. It's from actual doing. My weight loss method is proprietary. I created this myself from my own weight loss journey. It's not a weight loss method that a coach taught me or someone taught me. I created my method for me. I was a client number 0 before I ever went out and started teaching and helping women with weight loss. So again, if you're committed to your health, if you're committed to making sure you're not getting sick or getting overweight and dealing with disease later, I congratulate you, because either way, you have to do some work. You either do the work to take care of your health now so that you can age gracefully without disease, or you don't take care of it now and you'll deal with disease later. Either way, you're going to have to deal with something, and you'll need to choose eventually which one that is. And I hope that you're going to choose to deal with your health and your weight now, because every single disease starts off as weight gain. Most diseases, lifestyle diseases, then they progress to disease. So do the best you can to ensure you're healthy now for the future. Think of this as your retirement gift to yourself, because as you get older, you want to make sure you're vibrant. Your quality of life is good. You're not a dependent. You're not in a wheelchair. You're not using a walker. You're living a full life, even though you're 50, 60, 70. That is the wish I have for myself and the wish I have for you. So do me a favor, drop in the comments what you've learned from today's supplementation video. Let me know if you have any questions, and if interested in learning more about my weight loss program or weight loss challenges, check out the very first comment that's below this video, pinned to the top. Click the link, join my newsletter, and stay tuned. I usually announce via email when I'm enrolling for either one of those. Have an amazing week.